Hey guys, and welcome back to Random Introvert Online. I finally look like an Amaria woman. So these are my mom's, nothing here is mine really, but I wanted to share them with you because it's really important that you guys see all of this. This one is called a dalin, it's a cover. You cover using this. It's a way of, modesty. If there's men around, you cover your entire face so that you're passing until you go next to the women. Only then you start to reveal. Some people don't take it off, some people take it off, it depends. Now what you reveal is all your gold accessories. It starts from the head, from the earrings to the necklace to your mdama. This is your belt. Let me tell you, this is not for the skinny. And then you have your gold bracelets. Mashallah, my mom has so many. And you can either buy them big like this, but these are very outdated and old-fashioned, let me tell you that much. So I don't think many people wear them as often now. And the smaller ones are the cuter ones, so yeah, you should opt for this as a gift usually. Some people go for entire sets, some people just collect them. But yeah, this is an idea of how a kaftan looks like. Sometimes it's layered, sometimes it's just one layer. For example, this is not mine, just so we're clear. It's really old, really old, so it's not really my style, but I think I look really good in it. And yeah, this is how it looks like generally. It covers all the way to your toes. I can't show that. Some people get them with cuts, some people get the whole piece, that's covering. Some are not really that conservative, they don't really care. For us, we are. Now this thing, you need to have a big stomach to wear it. I don't, and so I've struggled a little bit, but I finally got it right. So yeah, let's begin with our video. Today we are going to look into the Moroccan marriage, the Moroccan wedding, how it works, its elements, how it begins all the way to the ending. And if you guys like this video, make sure you like and subscribe, and let's begin. So the weddings in Morocco have a long history and tons of traditions. I have watched a lot of weddings and I could not decide which one to share with you, so I'm just doing the latest version because I don't know if you guys are interested in tradition and history or if you are interested in the modern history. So for now, this video is just going to be advice and dissecting of all its elements, and nothing traditional is going to be mentioned here. As a foreign man, the history and tradition, if you are going to marry a girl here, it does not concern you in any way whatsoever. All that matters to you is how to conduct yourself in the wedding and know what to do. So the wedding is mostly concerned with the bride as much as it not very concerned with the man, because it's the family's way of saying goodbye to their daughter and by throwing her the best party they can. I find that a lot of girls who marry men from a different country usually save the wedding until the week of their flight and not a week from signing the papers and everything. So they get married, she stays at her parents, and a week before her flight she throws this big party. Husband or no husband, mostly no husband because he's waiting for her, on the other end of the world. But sometimes he also comes to participate in the wedding so they can live together. The venue, the place of the wedding, it can either be inside the girl's house or a hall, a venue. So if her house is big enough to accommodate, good. If it's not, then people usually rent this, it's like a big tent, or sometimes it's a building. It really depends on your budget as a person. So people are usually invited around 2 p.m, but people show up around 4, 5, 6 because the wedding is a night event more than it's a day event, and that's why people show up so late with that expectation. Of course, nobody expects you to come at 2 sharp. So take your time. Actually, 2 p.m. is just when people start to get ready, and God knows that women, if you have to put all this on, then it's gonna take some time. It's not easy to wear, and it's really hot. So when you knock on their house, or you usually bring something with you. The guests usually bring something with them. It can be anything, usually kitchenware and things like that. So when they get inside the house, they are welcome to either a salon like this or to the wedding venue. If it's inside a house, then they are going to eat in the house. After they are done eating, they are asked to go upstairs to where the tent is set up, the roof. So the tent is set up there, to host the party. If it's in a tent, then you give your gift to whoever is receiving gift. So you give your gift once you first enter as a guest, and then you go and take a seat. Usually you're gonna see a familiar face or two because, you know, group friends and things like that. And so you are going to sit with them. First of all, the thing that happens is that you are going to eat. So the first dish is normally fried chicken. Delicious stuff. After that, meat with blooms and almonds on top of them. Third is usually saffron. Now some people also add pastilla to their weddings, but it's not always the case. After you're done with all with foods, you are given fruits. That's, as I mentioned last time, is called dessert in here. So after dessert, the server would bring to you sweets and tea. Now there are some things that I need to mention, some certain plates that go into this mash. Let me show you. I can bring one from my house. Oh. Okay, this is very dusty because nobody ever uses it, but I just want to send a point across. This looks like I'm not good with this. Okay, so whoever is serving food is also going to bring one of these. This one is going to be filled with water, usually warm, and this part right here is going to have a soap on it, and you're supposed to wash your hands. So this one will go onto the floor, and the person would pour water onto your hands so you can wash them. So when you come to a Moroccan house, this thing will usually be there, and so you don't have to go find the sink. The sink will come to you literally. So this you're gonna see this before eating and after eating, so that's what you're supposed to do with it. You wash your hands with it, that's all. And so after you are done eating food, you are going to be served dessert and tea. So after everybody has eaten, it is time for the bride to come in. She has not come in yet, only now she's going to get in. And she is going to be escorted with multiple women, usually from her families, like sisters, you know, just a bunch of people behind her, and one or multiple gaffet. Now, what is a gaffa? So in a wedding, the woman usually would wear multiple dresses, tons of jewelry, decked down, and she's not going to buy all of these things. All of these things are rented, and the package usually is like this. There's a woman, she's a makeup artist and a stylist, and she has all these dresses that the bride gets to choose from, and also like she gets to talk to her about like the makeup, what to do, how to conduct herself. The bride does not move unless the gaffer says so. She does not wave, she does not, anything she does is thanks to that woman being there with her. So if she's seated, she's going to like fix her clothes, fix her jewelry, her makeup, tell her when to hold her man's hand, you know, all these silly little things like that. But her job is very necessary because of that. She's going to bring multiple dresses with multiple colors and you know, different jewelries, and she's going to be also doing ululations and praising the Prophet along other women. So some people just hire one, some people hire like 4. It really depends on your budget. But I think only one is necessary. The ululations and the praising of the Prophet can happen by everybody. So you don't have to hire a million person to do that. So when the bride is walking in front of everybody and she finally reaches where she's supposed to sit, you're usually gonna find that the bride doesn't have her hands down, but instead she just always has her hands like this. I don't know what's the significance of this, but this is how they look like most of the time. So when she reaches her designated place, then Gaffa will come and, you know, lift her dress up a little bit, ask her to sit. Are you comfortable? Yes. And then she's going to start fixing her dress and her makeup in everything. And she's gonna start yodeling and praising the Prophet once again. That's her main job though, making sure that the bride looks and acts right. So the first dress that the bride usually wear is green, and that is dress for the henna. So you're gonna find that there are some pillows like this to the side of the bride because she needs to have her hand extended for a long period of time. So when she has henna, it's going to need a lot of time to dry. And so she's going to have her hands like this, and her feet are also going to be supported so that the henna takes the time to dry. Now the woman applying henna is different from the nagafa. She's called a naqasha. And so she's going to apply henna to both her hands and feet. Now it's very dangerous to let anyone keep the henna after it's removed, because once it's dried, it's removed with a silver bracelet or a knife normally. But that henna, make sure someone who is trustworthy takes it, because a lot of witchcraft can happen to that. So the whole time there's going to be music playing, and you either have two options: either you hire a band or a DJ. Now when it comes to band, there's so many folklore options to choose from. It's insane, there's so many, but they're all interesting, they're all really fun to listen to. Personally, this is my favorite. They're so much fun. They're, women, so it's fine to have them around you. It's fine to dance next to them as if it's men. You're always gonna get eyed. Nobody likes that. And also, meanwhile, some women, take the chance to get up and start dancing, and people just start dancing randomly. If it's a mixed wedding with men and women, sometimes the girls dance with their cousins and things like that, but if it's just women, it's just the girls dancing among each other. Of course, for single girls in the wedding, it is a good chance to get up and dance, so your future mother-in-law would see you, and you would be the next bride in turn. As for a DJ, he's basically a person running a machine, and that's all. So I don't find it as interactive as having actual people. Bands are very versatile, to be honest. It can either be ragada, ahwash, hawara, marakshi. There's a lot. So it's up to you, again, if you want to hire a musician, a person who's singing, or people that are just playing and singing, because it's different. The instruments are different. So some are really traditional, some are really modern. What's funny about them is that the women in that business have a reputation second to prostitutes. Well, it's not my fault that it's like that, but it is what it is. Because no man would let his daughter do such a job. So it's usually just women who flood their houses, and that's the best business that they can do. They can sing, they can play. So yeah, but they're really entertaining though. So once the henna is over, dried and removed, then a gaffa once again takes the bride to the changing room so she can change to a different attire. Now the dress can be in any color, like any color that you can imagine, but it's mostly green, red, blue, golden. So the second time the bride shows up in a different dress, again escorted with many women, ululations, yodeling, and prophet praisings. She is escorted with the nagafa, and this time she is going to Amaria. Now Amaria looks like this, and it is used like this. So basically the bride gets in it and she is lifted by either 4 men or 4 women. They spin her around a little bit, and meanwhile she's doing things like this. So she's smiling at everybody, and yeah, that's how it goes. Now you could either have 2 or just 1. Sometimes the men also likes to go on there, but sometimes men don't really feel the need to. So yeah, there's actually a few incidents when the bride has fallen. So it's really a personal choice. Some people want it, some people don't want it. So when you're usually, on top of people's shoulders, there's a moment where the nagafa will ask you to, hey, you have to kiss your wife. When she says that, please keep in mind, you're not supposed to kiss her on the lips, you're supposed to kiss her on the forehead. That's it. There's no kissing on the lips when it comes to our culture. And that's it. You just kiss her on her forehead for the pictures, and she does not kiss you back. So when it's time to go down, the men would slowly drop her down onto their knee, then onto the ground. But the bride doesn't descend, doesn't get out of it until the four men cover her, because they usually wear this long thing, so they cover her until she goes down, and just in case it trips or I don't know, something, so they cover her until she goes down. Then she is escorted with the nagafa and the husband to go to the designated place where they're sitting down. I feel like I did not speak enough about the husband. With the husband, there's two options. Either he shows up late, so he is there after the henna, because he lives in a different city and only on the wedding days he's showing up to the house of the bride, or if he's already in the house, so the party will begin with him as well, and so he will be holding her hand every time when she goes in. As for the groom, his attire is not going to change as often as the women, so every time you are escorting her, you might just stay in the same tux. But there are different instances where there are traditional clothes for the man as well. So in those times, of course, you are going to be changed into either fuqiyya or idra'iyya. He as well listens to the nagafa and what she tells him, and she also fixes him as well. Like fix his tie, his collar, hair, and things like that. So after the Amaria, then the wife goes for another change in. It depends. It can be anything, either a red kaftan, a blue one, a golden one, or sometimes in Amazigh attire. No, I don't have those. I really don't. I'm going to leave videos and clips for them. Now, when the man is along the bride wearing Amazigh traditional clothes, he will have this dagger going along his, like this, his body, and it's going to dangle here at the bottom. It's nothing, it's just an accessory, really. And sometimes it's a bag, but it's mostly the dagger and not the bag. And the girl is going to be wearing her Amazigh attire with lots of silver jewelry, because for the Amazigh, silver was way more important than gold. It's the Arabs that introduced, gold and everything. So this turn, the music would also change, and it will become an Amazigh music. If you're hiring a DJ, he knows what to do. If you're hiring bands, then for every change in there would need to be a new band, because it suits the theme, because every attire suits a culture, and with every culture there's a music, its own music. So yes, you either choose to dance with Amazigh music, the wife and the husband. If not, it's you just sit there and watch people dance, because there's definitely going to be dancing when it comes to Amazigh music, because they're way more organized and group oriented more than the other music, which are more like individual oriented. So in the next change in, now this is optional, as optional as it gets really, because then it's the Saharian culture, and not many people appreciate it because it's really modest and it's not really something that's like wedding appropriate. So it's optional, but it's still a valid option if you want. I will show you the clothes and how they look like, because I don't know the namings. I'm not very exposed to the Saharian culture, so I really can't tell you much. The guest's job at this point is just to sit there, dance, and sometimes take pictures. However, you can always have a no picture rule in your wedding, because some people take the liberty of sharing these things on the internet, and you really don't want that, because you never know when you're going to become a meme. And aside from being a meme, some people are really evil and have malice intentions for you, so they might stalk you and things like that. So make sure to ask the guests not to take any pictures or not to bring phones at all. I can't say that about kids. I wish I could say that about kids, but I really can't. People bring like 10 children with them. When it comes to the guests as well, they are seated along tables. Each table has 10 people around it, including children. Some people put them on their lap. And there's going to be a big plate in which you're going to have either 2 or 3 fried chickens in the beginning. Then meat, then sofa, then fruit. And after you're done and the tables are cleaned, there's going to be tea and sweets, like we previously mentioned. So the last outfit, the last dress for the bride is the white one. It can be either very Western or very Eastern. How so? The Western ones are really revealing, so there's going to be a lot of lace-ins. Conservatives, you can't really show much skin, so it's not going to cover the hair. Might have like a low collar, very lacy hands and back and chest and things like that. Meanwhile, the man will be wearing a suit. Again, if it's Eastern, then it's going to have a hijab and it's going to cover everything. Sometimes they are skin tight, however, they're still covering. You have to look your best on your day, and with like a tiara or something like that. And the husband is wearing a suit. In this dress, the cake is also cut. With the cake, it's pretty optional. Some people don't even, bother with the cake. Some people do. But yeah, if the cake is cut, you're supposed to again give him a bite, and he will give you a bite, and a lot of these cute things for the picture taken. Then a gaffer will tell you what to do as a man and as a woman. So some people have a bouquet of flowers that they throw, and some people just have little bags of candy that they throw at women. It's a lot, so everyone's getting some, but if it's a bouquet, it's just one person. So the Nagafa will tell you how to pose, how to hold hands, like put your head on his shoulder and things like that for the pictures. And when everything is over, you're done with all these, silly things for the pictures, you are escorted by the Nagafa one more time to the changing room. This time you will wear something that is yours, because the Nagafa needs to take her things. She did not sell you the dress, it's all rented, so you have to remove whatever you have to remove the dresses that she brought in her jewelry, and this time you will be wearing yours. Of course, your bags are already packed by you the previous day, and so as a bride and as a groom, you will take all your luggage, or it will be taken for you to the car, where you will either head to his house or to a hotel to consummate your marriage. The clothes that the bride will change into is not going to be her singlehood clothes. It's going to be something that you as a man got her on the engagement day or on the introduction day. So yeah, finally losing your virginity, eh? But yes, this concludes the video. This time we are not looking at a clip, because I will make sure to put the clips between me talking as a way of giving you guys the visual. But yes, this is the video. I'm wrapping it right here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.